Have you ever found yourself powering through yet another deadline or firefight thinking, this is what resilience looks like, only to realize later that you're completely overwhelmed, wiped out, and maybe on the edge of burnout? We often confuse the act of pushing through with the concept of resilience, but science tells us that resilience is more than just grit. In fact, resilience is a dynamic process shaped by relationships, meaning-making, and resourcefulness. Hi, I'm Dr. Chelsea Moon, founder of EdgeProof Coaching, and I help high-achieving professionals working in fast-paced, high-demanding environments build resilience, not just to bounce back, but to bounce forward. So today, I'd like to introduce you to what positive psychology research teaches us about resilience. And in future videos, we'll dive into practical systems that can help you build mental and emotional resilience to sustainably perform at your best. Now, psychologists say resilience isn't an innate trait. Instead, it's a set of skills that you can actually develop. And one way to remember these skills is with the acronym PERMA: positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishments. And when people prioritize these 5 elements into their lives, they substantially increase their likelihood of flourishing in both their mental and emotional well-being. So let's take a look at how each component shows up in everyday life. We'll start with positive emotions. When you cultivate positive emotions, you end up widening your view and become more resourceful because you see options you might otherwise miss when you're under stress. In fact, studies show that very simple daily practices, such as naming 3 things that you're grateful for, are transformational in improving your mood and even easing anxiety and depression. And to cultivate this practice, just in my own life, my husband and I have a nightly ritual of sharing 3 good things that happened in our day. And this reflection practice has truly become one of the best parts of our day. Now, let's move on to engagement. One way to describe engagement is being so immersed in an activity that time just feels different. It either slows down or speeds up. It's a state of being totally focused, fully present in the moment, and in what we call a state of flow. To get there more often, there are a number of ways that you can design your work and your life. And one of the favorite engagement strategies of mine is time blocking, where I block out dedicated time every day to focus on my most important work for that day. And this involves removing all potential distractions and setting a timer with the intention of being 100% immersed and focused on just that one thing for the duration of that time allotment. No switch tasking, no multitasking, just 100% focus on one singular objective. And by doing this daily, you actually end up training your brain to enter a state of flow faster, which increases your capacity to engage in sustained high-quality work. Okay, up next is relationships. We become more resilient when we feel supported by others. In fact, having a trusted network of social support buffers stress and speeds up recovery. So it's important to fill your corner with the right people. Then keep those ties strong with small regular deposits. And that could be something like a weekly thank you or gratitude message to a few people in your network. It could be a quick check-in to ask how they're doing. Or it could be a specific ask for support or advice. But with these steady deposits, your relationships become both a safety net for bouncing back and a springboard for bouncing forward. Now, let's talk about meaning. Meaning is the sense that your effort serves something larger than you. It answers the question of why this work matters to you and to someone else. When meaning is present, hard days feel worthwhile, not just survivable, which steadies our motivation and protects us against burnout. And one way to build meaning is by connecting the work that you're doing to something bigger that you care about, such as your personal values, or to other people that you care about. So by asking yourself, why does this matter to me and who benefits when I do it well, meaning can turn what initially might feel like a grind into a passion pursuit. And now we've come to our fifth and final component of PERMA, which is accomplishment. This is the pursuit of goals and the sense of achievement that comes from making real progress towards those goals. Accomplishment matters because progress fuels motivation, and when you see movement, your energy and confidence rise. So to keep that feeling of accomplishment steady, I set simple goals at 4 levels: yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So at the start of each day, I always write down my goals for that day, and then I choose which one matters the most. That way, even if the day goes sideways and I don't accomplish all of my goals, I can still finish knowing I moved the most important goal forward. Because progress over perfection is how accomplishment becomes a daily habit. So to wrap this up, resilience is a learnable skill set. It grows when we generate positive emotions, find engagement, invest in relationships, anchor our work in meaning, and pursue accomplishments with steady progress. And these foundations can be practiced every day. So in future videos, we'll dive further into each of these components and explore concrete tools to help you build these skills. So if you're ready to strengthen your resilience, hit subscribe and join me. Again, I'm Dr. Chelsea Moon. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.